Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. Igbe here. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. In this video today, we are going to be exploring 10 Microsoft tools that you absolutely need to be successful in any job. And the reason I wanted to do this video is one of the thoughts that has been crossing my mind is there are so many tools out there, but these 10 are really essential. A lot of times we want to continue to expand our knowledge, and in some cases, we struggle with some of these or we don't even know about them at all. So, I wanted to take a moment, you guys, in this video to share these 10. And if you have more questions about any of them, I can come back and do a much more in depth video. So, without further ado, let's dive right into these tools. The first one, which a lot of us have experience with, and that is the Microsoft Word. So that is to start us off. Microsoft Word is a tool that you use to document things. So it allows you to write things down. It allows you to take notes if you want to do that. It allows you to, put a resume together, right? So as we're going to be doing in subsequent videos where we actually are going to be putting a resume together, this is something that we can actually use to do that. So just jotting your ideas down, journaling, you can use this for that as well. So this is really one that is more for just writing things down. So it's really, and from a job perspective, this will be how would you use Microsoft Word? The way you will use Microsoft Word is if maybe you're in a meeting and you're typing something up, or if a particular document needs to be typed or retyped. This will be a tool you will use to do just that, right? All of these, what do they mean? What do they stand for? You have a particular document and you're being asked to insert comments. What does that look like? You can do your word count. You can do all of that. So that's going to be another video. So I am going to do a much more in-depth video where I actually would talk about Microsoft Word. What are some of the key tips and tricks to navigate your way around? So we already know what that is about. The second one, which a lot of us are also familiar with, is Microsoft Excel. So Microsoft Excel is basically a form of documentation, but in an Excel format where you are actually able to write things down, create graphs, create pivot tables. It allows you to document and at the same time be able to summarize. And the way you do a lot of summarization is through insertion of graphs to show trends. This is kind of a pictorial view of it. It also allows you to insert formulas, allows you to be able to quickly do calculations if you need to. We talked about formula insertion. We talk about being able to readily read information in a much more quicker bits and pieces. It allows you to digest things a whole lot faster. So Microsoft Excel is primarily for that. So tracking information, being able to spit out visuals can easily allow better understanding of numbers and so forth, right? So that is Excel. All right. So now that we've kind of gotten ourselves familiar with this one, I want to take a moment and just say thank you guys for being here. I'm doing a lot of revamping of this channel, trying to really focus, spend our weekends learning new things. So if you are a fan of this approach, please come back, give this video a thumbs up. I want to hear from you. Comments. I don't want to just give you anything that the internet is full of so much information. My goal is to be a resource that can really be helpful. So the next one, which a lot of us are also familiar with, is PowerPoint. Okay. PowerPoint is basically you being able to summarize whatever it is that is going on about a particular project. Maybe you need to share more information to others about a particular project. PowerPoint presentation is what you would use to do just that. PowerPoint will allow you to do just that. And the thing about PowerPoint is that you can incorporate information from the previous two we've talked about, which is Microsoft Word, Excel. So those graphs that you're going to achieve in Excel, you can bring those into PowerPoint to allow you communicate whatever you want to communicate across to your audience. So that's what PowerPoint is really about. So I did do a video before on PowerPoint. So if you need some basics on PowerPoint, go ahead and check that out. All right, so that is the third, right? We're going to talk about the fourth one, which is Outlook. So Outlook is Microsoft email. So that's what Outlook is. Basically, like you would use your Google email, like you will use your Hotmail and so forth. So Outlook is actually the email for Microsoft. So they are basically a lot of offices, a lot of organization utilizes Outlook because it's more encompassing and also has the professional touch with it. And a lot of times it just comes with a package because most organizations, in order for every employee to be successful, we all need Microsoft. So a lot of organizations are constantly issuing Microsoft computers, Windows computers. They issue Windows computers, especially if you are working a fully remote job where you're getting a computer. 99% of the time, you are going to be getting a Windows computer, and that Windows computer has to be vetted and also really packed with Microsoft products so as to allow you be successful at doing your job. And one of those products or tools is going to be Outlook, because Outlook again is going to be the primary email, and a lot of organizations use Outlook to help them create that email structure and also at the same time use it to do a lot of communication across their enterprise, across their organization, and so forth. So Outlook is one that is very simple to use, is very similar to any email type of setup. You click your new email, you set wherever you're sending your email to, you do that, you have your subject, and you just hit send. So there are many things you can do. So we're going to move on now to something a little bit more complex. We're going to talk about Teams. So Teams is also another tool that is very essential to be successful as well. So you see on here, this is, as you can see, it says chat. That should already let you know that Teams focus on chat. The purpose of Teams is really to message back and forth. This is a system a lot of times that again comes with a lot of Microsoft packages. So it's already sort of part of whatever every employee is getting. So it's just seamless that, they leave it as a form of communication throughout the entire organization. So you get to have your colleagues on the side and you say new, you get to, send them a message, whatever the case may be. You can create a group where you have a group name, and then you can include people you want to be in that group. And then it's oftentimes linked to your calendar, which is your Outlook calendar. So really, really a whole lot. You get to use this also to set up your meetings. That's another thing that I forgot to mention with Outlook. You can also check people's schedule, you can check calendars and so forth. So there's just a whole lot to do with Teams. So Teams is really more primarily for chats, where you get to do a quick chats back and forth with others in your organization to ensure that there's that line of communication that is open. So that is Teams. And that is our fifth, right? So we're going to move on now to a much more harder one. We're going to dive right into it. And this one is called the OneDrive. It's basically the cloud of Microsoft. So if that makes sense, if that sort of simplifies it, and this basically allows your information to be stored in the cloud so that you can easily retrieve any type of documentation that maybe you mistakenly close it out or whatever the case may be. But as you are saving to the OneDrive so as you can access the OneDrive in any place as long as there is internet service. So the OneDrive is basically an opportunity for you to locally access your information and then at the same time also be able to access it. However, when I have my OneDrive set up, I can just say save to my OneDrive account, and then I can access that even if I'm not local to this computer that I'm currently using, as long as I can log into my Microsoft account I should be able to access that information. We're going to move on to the next one, which is the SharePoint. So what is the SharePoint site? Basically, it is a platform again for saving and keeping information in an internet database. So that's really what SharePoint is. With SharePoint, you get to build your calendars. It's very important in project management. It allows you to track information. It allows you to store information. It allows you to spin out forms. It allows you to create views for different people. It allows you to do a lot of collaboration. So SharePoint is primarily for collaboration because that is where you can upload a document to SharePoint and multiple people can be working on that document at the same time. So that brings us to 7. We're going to go to the next one, which is Visio. So Visio is basically a tool that you use for giving visuals, just as the name implies. So it basically allows you to be able to come up with something like this. As you can see, it allows you to create flowcharts, workflows, especially for organizations that do a lot of job aids and things like that. Visio will allow you to create that flowchart that gives quick directives on who does what and when does those different things get escalated and so forth. So Visio can be very useful for that. You would definitely be doing yourself justice, especially if you are working. Visio is a good one to just know. So that is Visio. The next one is Access. So Access is basically a database. So for my data analyst as well as my data specialists, these are basically business analysts as well. So a lot of the analysts, this is definitely one to think about as additional tool to your belt, especially if you know that you are going to be using a lot of databases, some sort of data mining and so forth. Access is definitely a good to think about in terms of learning. So it is a little bit more on the advanced side. So, but there are definitely basics to Access. So you can definitely let me know as well if that's something that you would be interested in, because with Access, it is a database. It basically encompasses both documentation, trends, creating spin-offs of graphs and things like that. So a little bit more advanced level to accept. Okay, that's really what Access is. And that brings us to number 8. The next one, which is OneNote. It allows you to do a lot of notes taking. So you are basically checking, organizing. So it allows you to it helps keep you organized. As you can see here, as a sample that you're looking on my screen, you see on here, this individual has quite some meetings, the tasks that have been assigned for the week. It just helps keep you organized, and you can basically take notes within that particular project. So everything that is associated with that project is within that folder. So when you open it up, you're opening everything basically about that project. So the OneDrive is number 10. So we are now at the end of this video. So those are the 10 tools that those are the 10 tools that I thought are essential that can be very useful. So I wanted to quickly come and share these ones with you guys. So I hope you find these helpful. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel if you've not subscribed already. Till next time, I wish you guys all the very best of luck, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.